Mbak Mbak Al ya. I not know about your name, Mbak room in 12 of as timekeepers. What's your name?
Ratna.
Ratna. Okay, Mbak Ratna, thank you. Can we start now?
Yes, you may, sir.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, on all of the participants of the conference. The first, I will to introduce myself that I am Suryono from Department of Information System. Maybe I will to show the screen about our identity. Can you see it, Mbak Ratna?
Yes, Prof.
Yeah, that I am as a chair sessions today, and Mbak Ratna will help as a timekeeper from this session in information system topics. I think that we have many presenters today. I will to see the record of the data. Daerah Mbak Sefira Wulandari, Mbak Mas Novi Susanto, Muhammad Anas, Afidatul Latifah, Nurul Istiqomah, Sukirman, Rosana Eri Puspita, and Johannes Fernandez. We have a rule that every presenter will give the time in 15 minutes. Yeah. We divide with two time. The first is for presentations and 5 minutes for QA or question and answer. Every participant can give a comment or questions, and the presenter will give a question. So I will to help to translate in English. Maybe if you cannot speak in English, saya akan bantu bagi yang akan bertanya dalam bahasa yang lain. Mudah-mudahan saya juga tahu. Okay, I think that Mbak Ratna will help to give a notification after presenter have a 7-minute time or 3 minutes left to presentation.
Okay, sir.
Okay, 7 minutes. After that, I hope the presenter will finish the presenting at 3 minutes. So we have 5 minutes to continue for question and answer. Okay. I hope every presenter can introduce yourselves from your institutions or your presence now. And for limiting time, I will to start this presentation, and I invite Mbak Sefira Wulandari. Are you present in here, Mbak Sefira? Okay, I see Mbak Sefira.
Yes, sir.
Hello, are you ready to presentations about your paper today?
Yes, inshallah, sir.
Okay, I think that this you can start and time yours.
Okay. Yes, the screen, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see it. Please continue with presentations.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Sefra Wulandari, and I came from Institute of Technology Telkom Protocol. And then for my paper, the title is Analysis of the Impact of COVID-19 on International Public Activities using C4.5 algorithm. And then,
Selamat siang. I'm sorry. Mbak Sefira, please continue because I have two events today. Sorry,
okay, sir.
I have the event in the other sides of my computer. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Okay,
I
okay.
must move the microphone in here.
Okay, and then for the research method, the first is data selection. Data that will be used in this study is a data set of international state policies during pandemic. This data contains several countries from Asia, Europe, and America that have different ID numbers, and they are repeating data for the same country with different policies. And then the next process is data preprocessing. Data preprocessing is applied to a data set that classifies countries and their policies into one. Data on irregular country names were made into one country and then adjusted to policy data which were classified into 5 policies. And for the next process is C4.5 algorithm calculation. The C4.5 algorithm formula is divided into two calculations. The first calculation is to calculate the gain value, and the second calculation is to calculate the entropy value. And the final process is decision tree. The process of making a decision tree using the C4.5 algorithm is first select attribute as root and then create the branch for each value and divide the cases into branches, and the last is repeat the process for each branch until all cases on the branch have the same class. And then this is the result. There are final decision tree and the diagram. The decision tree produced based on the table after the calculation is there are 3 widely implemented policies in various countries after the pandemic, namely limit interaction for the first, and then the class school and class public places. So the conclusion is the C4.5 algorithm was successfully used to create a decision tree result and explaining that most widely implemented policies in various countries are limited interaction, then cross-school and cross-public places policies. These policies are among the public activities that are most affected by COVID-19 pandemic in some countries. So this is my presentation. I think it's enough.
Okay, thank you for Mbak Sefira Wulandari presentations. I think that this is a very good method in information system to predictions of COVID. I will to continue with the second session is answer of and question sessions. I invite all of the participants to give questions for Mbak Sefira. You can say in English or in Bahasa. So I will to translate to discuss is this event. Or you can give a notice or comment about the Mbak Sefira presentation for the good performance of this paper. Please, I invite all of the participants. Any questions for Mbak Sefira, please?
Good afternoon, Prof. Sud. Can
Yeah.
I ask a question? Sorry, because I am from anthropology department, so I actually not understand what is a 4.5 algorithm. Can you explain maybe a little bit about that?
Okay. Okay, Mbak Sefira, you know about the Bu Afidatul Latifah.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I will answer and thanks for the question. C4.5 algorithm is one of technique in data mining process. Data mining process is one of process to process data from we know that data is not clear, so we can process it in data mining process, and one of the kind of data mining process is with C4.5 algorithm.
Okay, but maybe we can take to your conclusion. Can we take to your conclusion? Can you share again your PowerPoint and take to your conclusion?
Mbak Safira, you can share your presentation and conclusion.
Oh yeah. Please. You can see my screen.
Okay, so this is the using of C4.5 algorithm to implement it in policies.
Yeah.
On your conclusion. I just not really clear about the conclusion.
Yeah. I think for Afida that C4.5 is algorithm, so decision tree so the same as of algorithm. I think that is not clear. You know, Mbak Afida, I think that there are algorithm to generate of algorithm in informatics or in mathematics. We know that decision tree is so algorithm.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, maybe?
Can I ask a question, sir?
Yeah, please, Anas.
To Safira, can you explain again your decision tree result? Because I did not really get the explanation about the decision tree. Maybe it would explain more about the C4.5 algorithm, because the result of C4.5 algorithm is decision tree, right?
Maybe this.
Maybe you can, yes, maybe you can explain how the decision tree is explained, starting from the root of the tree, from the top.
Maybe for this is a final decision tree. So the decision tree is produced based on the table after the calculation, but I don't have a calculation in my presentation, but this is the result after the table calculation. Then there are 3 widely implemented policies. For the first is limit interaction, and then for the second is closest call, and then the last is closed public places. So based on the final decision tree, so there are diagram, and this diagram is made based on the final decision tree in the left side. Maybe the initial is there are 3 widely implemented policies in various countries. for the initial result. Maybe like this, because I don't have a table in my presentation.
Is it clear, Pak Anas?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I think that there are several notes for Mbak Sefira paper that we must make this paper is clear about results of the presentations about the paper. Okay, Mbak Ratna, is time is enough for 15 minutes?
Enough, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I think that Mbak Ratna presentation is enough, and I will give a virtual close up from here.
Okay, sir.
And we will the invite of the next speaker today.
Okay, sir.
But I must see the persons. I invite Mbak Novi Susanto. Oh, sorry, Mas Novi Susanto maybe, but I don't know. Mbak Novi or Mas Novi, I don't know.
Mbak, Ibu.
Okay, Mbak Novi, sorry.
It's okay,
Okay,
Prof.
Mbak Novi, are you ready to presentations your papers?
Yes,
I think that this time is yours, please.
thank you, Prof. Suryono, for the chance. Okay, I would like to share my screen. Okay, so I'm sorry I don't use the virtual background because my laptop doesn't support the virtual background, so I don't use it. So today I would like to present our research about design of user interface prototype service satisfaction assessment website. This is a case study in higher education institution. So my name is Novi Susanto. We are a team with Ibu Manik Mahachandra and Bapak Susatyo, Bapak Zainal Fanani, and also student Nida Sulfa Auliana. We are from Industrial Engineering Department, Faculty of Engineering, Diponegoro University. So this is the content of my presentation. The first one is introductions, and then the methods, result and discussion, and the last one is conclusion and further study. So this is the background why we should conduct our research. The first one, as an institution that provides educational services, the Faculty of Engineering in Diponegoro University needs to implement a grid service system to achieve stakeholder satisfaction. And the current assessment of the satisfaction is in the form of a web-based information system. Assessment of service satisfaction is the lack of service because the assessment variables are categorized and the appearance is quite crowded. So,
Mbak Novi, hello.
Yes.
I not see your pitch skip in every pitch.
Okay.
Okay.
Should I will repeat it.
Yeah. Maybe you can take a slideshow in your computer, or you repeat the slides to research.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Is my presentation is now available?
Yeah, it's available.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry for
Yeah.
for the technical issues. Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, maybe I will go to the introduction. And so this is a preliminary study about how we measure the usability of the user interface of the service satisfaction assessment in Faculty of Engineering Diponegoro University. So this paper is related to the main customer. In this case, is student, because we have different stakeholder in the service satisfaction assessment. But in this paper, we focus on the customer based on student assessment. The research objective can be designed as, the first one is defining the needs of the main user in the web-based information system services, satisfaction assessment in the Faculty of Engineering, and providing recommendation for user interface design in the form of prototypes in accordance with the needs of the main user of the service, and performing usability testing of the designed prototypes. We use some methods in this research. There are 20 students as the respondent in this study, and then we compile 2 task scenarios. The first one, the student is asking for looking the menu of student satisfaction surveys and filling the questionnaire, and then looking for information technology satisfaction surveys and filling out the questionnaire. We use 3 variables as the usability testing: effectivity, efficiency, and the satisfaction. There are also indicator of performance, completion rate, it represents the effectivity, and then task completion time and time-based efficiency, it represents the efficiency, and we use also PSSU questionnaire to represent the satisfaction of the respondents. So this is the definition, operational definition of each performance indicator, and this is the reference we use to explain the variable and the performance. The procedure can be explained as follows. The first one, there is the initial design testing phase. So 20 respondents were asked to visit the engineering faculty service satisfaction assessment website. This is the link. And then respondents work on an assignment. They have to find the questionnaire and then fill it, and provide an opinion regarding the page being tested, implementation of Think Aloud protocol. And after completing the usability test, the respondents fill out the PSSU key, and then we made some prioritization in the IDT stage, and the most frequently mentioned problem are ranked to the list mentioned. After the priorities are set, the research design a proposed design prototype, use actual software based on 8 golden rules. And the last one is the prototype design was evaluated with the similar usability testing in existing design. So this is the result and the discussion. The first one, we find a blank space within in the edge of the website. Example like this. Okay. And so based on the proposed website, we measure the usability of the existing. And we found that this is the number of priorities that we set: display design improvement, additional information, timeline, details, update, simplification, date of filing, and so on. And we propose a simple appearance of the website. We also add some yellow color here to make it more clearer. We also use some icon here, and it is clickable. And when it is clicked, then there are color changing effects in the icon. We also use sans serif type face Montserrat here for the font type of fonts, and also we made some confirmation message to make the respondent ensure that to answer the respondent about the result of the questionnaire. So this is the recapitulation or the summary. We have a similar appearance by choosing a blue-yellow color, and the yellow color have a sequence of wavelengths in the third positions. It includes in the sensitive category to the eye. So we expect that the eye immediately focuses in the view, and we also have like a button for the menu appearance. So there are also clickable menu by giving it a color changing effect when cursor is hover over the menu, and the head banner also made simpler without a lively background color, and the title is written in the sans serif typeface, which is preferable to serif typeface. And other recommendation is are additional information regarding the vision, mission, contact, navigation, exit feature, as well as improvement in the questionnaire and confirmation message. This is some calculation about the performance measurements between the existing and the recommended design. So the value is increasing. For this is graph for the effectiveness, and this one for the completion time for the task 1, and this is for the task 2, and this is the satisfaction level of the existing or recommended design. And the last one is the conclusion. The needs of the main user of the web-based service satisfaction assessment were obtained for the implementation of the usability testing, including the addition of information about the vision, mission, as well as effort to socialize the VTMS. And the respondent also need a website design that is able to provide a sense of comfort and shows a formal impressions. The third one is recommendation for website improvements are made in the form of high fidelity prototype design, so that is can give a real impression when the respondent use the website. The prototype design that has been made is retested both in the term of use performance and the personal suggestion of each respondent. And user performance when using the proposed design increase in satisfaction by 21%. So this is my contact and the end of my presentation. Thank you, Professor, for the time. We'll back the media to you. Thank you.
Okay. I think that this very nice presentations for today about the website's service certifications. And I think that we have 8 minutes to left, Mbak Ratna, ya. Mbak Novi has 3 minutes. Oh, 2 to 15 minutes.
3 minutes left.
Okay, yeah. And next I invite to give a notice or comment or questions for Mbak Novi, please. Okay, I will one questions for Mbak Novi. I think that there are many methods to assessment of websites statistications for user. For example, we can use Zahman framework maybe, or the other method to assessment of certifications. Would you like to give me informations about your method? Where is the questions standard you can use from this method?
Okay, thank you, Professor, for the questions. as our basic is industrial engineering, so we are familiar with usability testing or service satisfaction based on usability testing. We use Nielsen that contain 3 variable: efficiency, effectiveness, and satisfaction, as well as in ESO. That's also
I see. Yeah, I see.
yes. It's also using 3 variable: efficiency, effectiveness, and satisfaction to measure or to assess a website. So when I hear you propose some method, I think it's really new for me, and it will be proposed and it will be enlarge our knowledge about how to measure assessment. So maybe I would like ask you to learn the new method based on information system, because I don't relate it with some information system. So our basic is human machine system, human interaction, human computer interaction, and usability testing in Nielsen or ISO method.
Okay, I think that Mbak Novi is use of usability testing method. Yeah, is it a general method in your department? Maybe, but
yeah.
in information system we have many methods, so we can consider with the dependent on the problem statement of the problem. What is the reasons? We must have a reason why does the method is very important for test this problem.
Okay.
Okay. I think the time is enough.
Okay. Thank you
For Mbak Novi with good presentations today. Now I will invite for the third presenter, and I will to see. Maybe Mbak Ratna can invite the next presenter. Halo Mbak Ratna.
Anas.
Yes, please, Mas Muhammad Anas. I see that Mas Anas stayed here. Time is yours.
Okay, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, sir?
Yeah, I not see. I'm not see Anas. Maybe we must watch.
Is it working now? Can you all see my screen?
Yes, Mr. Anas.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay, I'll start now. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Muhammad Anas Al-Qayyum. All of you may call me Anas. I'm an undergraduate student. I do this research with 2 of my lecturers, which is Adi Wibowo and Eko Adi Sarwoko. I'm from Department of Informatics, Faculty of Science and Mathematics, Diponegoro University. My paper is called YOLOV for algorithm implementation based on DRAGnet and optical character recognition on vehicle license plate detection. So the table of content that I will explain is the background or introduction, methodology, result and discussion, and conclusion of my paper. And the first one is introduction. So because of the fast growth of the economy is leading to a sharp increase in the usage of automobile in our daily life, automatic identification is becoming a very significant function in today's dynamic environment. One of the ways to manage security is automatic number plate recognition, and there are many ways to do automatic number plate recognition. But in my paper, I will use two state or two methods. One of which is YOLO or you only look once, which is a deep learning system that leverages a CNN algorithm to identify items, and OCR or optical character recognition. It's a technique that automates the process of recognition character by use of an optical device. For the optical character recognition, I will use Tesseract OCR library, which is provided by Google and it's open source. So the methodology that I would use is from the figure or from the graph. We will start by collecting data and then training the YOLO V4 model and preprocessing our image for detection, and then using the YOLO V4 model that we already trained but to use to detect vehicle license plates, and then we use Tesseract OCR to do its character recognition, and then we evaluate the result, and then it's done, it's finished. And below is the dataset, which is collected from OpenImage dataset version 6. This is four of the image that in there. OpenImage dataset version 6 is a collection of dataset from Google. It have a lot of objects. One of them is vehicle license plate, and inside it there's a lot of vehicle image from Indonesia and other countries. And because I use OpenImage dataset, so because it will manage to detect if maybe many image condition, like for example when the time is at night or the sun is so bright or something else. And then the YOLO version 4 itself. I use YOLO version 4 itself because at the time of the start of my research, it's the latest version of YOLO, and by the paper that was created by the maker of YOLO, YOLO V4 is in performance is improved sharply from the previous version. And then YOLO V4 parameter, which is the three parameter that I'll use. The three most important one, which is first size number is 64, the output size, or we could say input size is the size of the image is square image 416, and then the learning rate itself is 0.001. And then we do preprocessing. I only do one preprocessing for the image, which is contrast stretching. So when we detect an image at night, it would increase the contrast or improve the image quality. Like from this example, but the example is from a grayscale image. The left image is literally a lot of dark, very dark, and then the right image is a lot better because we do a process called contrast stretching. And then the object detection itself. So the YOLO process it consists of simply three steps. From the image that we input before, we create a 7x7 grid, and then we search for the bounding box by doing a lot of searching. Is there any object based on the model that we already trained? And then after that, we count the confidence score or class probability. And then after that, we will use IOU or intersection of a union, which will result in the final detection. For example, if from this image it can detect a dog and bicycle and a car, because from this example, they train it from a COCO dataset. And then this is my process for optical character recognition. From the optical character recognition itself, I'm using Tesseract OCR, which, by the way, Tesseract OCR can detect and can recognize a character by itself without any pre-processing. But because I wanted to improve its accuracy when the data is bad or have a lot of noise or something else, I need to do some pre-processing first. I do 5 steps. From the bounding box that already detected will be cropped and then resized 3 times bigger, because if we only crop from the bounding box itself, it will be the resolution of the image will be a lot smaller. And then I will do grayscaling and Gaussian blur, because Tesseract OCR detect a lot better when the text is black above white text and black background. And then we do also thresholding to make the character look more seeable for the Tesseract OCR. So it will be easier to be recognized. And then we do character segmentation to divide between every character. As all you can see, it will divide it using a square, and then the result itself. Then the result and discussion. This is the 4 images that I would use for this explanation or presentation. The first one is the most perfect image. The second one is a portrait, and to be honest, it's a really low resolution image. The third image is a very dark image in a parking lot. And then number 4 is also a dark image, but it has a lot of supporting light condition, like a car light and shopping light. And then this is the result, the SIG model that we trained. And based on the result, YOLO V4 object 600 has the overall result, but YOLO V4 object 3000 has the most highest mean average precision. So I would use the third one because it has the most highest mean average precision for the next testing. So this is the result by using YOLO V4 object 3000, which has the highest mean average precision. And because the image result is not really recognizable, so I would create a table from the YOLO V4 object 3000. The first image has an accuracy of 98% because it has the perfect condition for the image. The second image has 87% because the image itself has a low resolution. So YOLO has a little bit of trouble detecting it. And then the third image has an 88% because it is obviously a dark image and have a lot of noise. The fourth image is surprisingly has a high accuracy because it has a lot of supporting light condition, like the car light and shop light. But if you're looking at the overall highest, the YOLO V4 objects 6000, it literally has a much better accuracy, even though it has a lower mean average precision. So YOLO V4 objects 6000 for the test case has the best result. And then this is the Tesseract or optical character recognition result. The first one is, of course, will outputting the best result because it has the best condition. Number 2, it cannot detect any character at all because it has a low resolution, right? But and then it cropped it by the license plate. But as I said before, we resize it 3 times bigger. But when we resize it 3 times bigger, it also makes a lot of noise. So because of that, Tesseract OCR has a a problem when detecting low resolution image. And then the third image, it can detect a little bit of character, but it has trouble detecting the next character and so on, because like I said, it's a dark environment and actually has a lot of noise from the image itself. And then the fourth image, it surprisingly has a good result, because yes, like I said, it has a lot of supporting like source. And then the conclusion, yellow fever algorithm implementation has a really good accuracy in detecting vehicle license plate, and then the Tesseract OCR itself also can recognize character perfectly, even though it has trouble when detecting a bad condition image or low resolution image. Maybe that's all from my presentation, and this is my contact. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mas Anas, and I will to continue with the questions and answers. So I invite up the participants to give questions and comment from the Mas Anas presentation speech. Please, for participants, I invite you to give questions. Okay, Mas Anas, I have one question for you. That you have a low resolutions. I'm sorry, low.
Yes, low resolution image.
I think that you showed presentations of the. Would you like to show the last page? I have a percent number about 20. The last in conclusions. Yeah. Yes. I think that you use a score with a precision score 0.9. Okay, I will see it. Would you like to give me information? Do you have pre-processing before you have image processing in your algorithm?
Yes. For the image processing, if for the YOLO, so I do two image processing. Which one is before the object detection itself, and then before character recognition.
Is the YOLO have pre-processing of image before some algorithm was applied in this image processing? For example, filtering or filtering, inverting, or contrast, and so on.
Yes, I do this contrast stretching. So when yellow fever tries to detect a drug or a drug image, it would still provide with a good result.
Okay, is it included in the YOLO algorithm, Mas Anas?
No, it isn't. I create a
video cells using the
yes.
other application, maybe.
Yes, I use OpenCV to do contrast stretching.
Okay, I think that is a good idea to give any information from the picture. How is about the time, Mbak Ratna? Is it enough?
It's already over.
Okay, already over. Okay, thank you for Mas Anas for the presentations, and I will give the clap for you. So I hope Mbak Ratna will invite the next presenter today.
Okay, the next presenter will be Miss Afidatul Latifah. She's already here.
Okay.
Yeah, I invite you for presentations, and time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. May I introduce myself? My name is Abidatul Latifah. I write this article with my other friends, Tiani and my student Fadila Mazida. I am from Anthropology Department of Faculty of Culture, Universitas Diponegoro. Yeah, maybe my presentation will a little bit different with another presenter. My presentation title is Public Perception of Information about COVID-19 on Instagram, an ethnography study of visual information. Yeah, this is the table of contents of my presentation: process introduction, method, result, conclusion, and policy recommendation. Introduction. Information about COVID-19 circulating in the community has a crucial role in addressing this pandemic. People got large information about COVID-19 through social media. It provides the widest possible freedom for anyone to display various kinds of information. In the end, the information circulating on social media is not always accurate and can even lead to hoax or fake news. And one of social media that broaches information about COVID-19 is Instagram. Information about COVID-19 on Instagram shared by various accounts such as government official such as Kemenkes RI or at Satgas COVID-19 ID.id or account initiated netizens in group like at COVID.id and at pandemic talks, and personal account that usually refers to a doctor's account such as Adam Prabata or Dr. Tirta. Netizens who follow these accounts have the awareness and willingness to be informed. This is certainly interesting. In the midst of high public distrust of COVID-19, it turns out that, on the other hand, the community also voluntarily access information about COVID-19. For this reason, the article is discussed public perception on COVID-19 information on Instagram social media. The method. The study used blended method with a combination of ethnography and survey. Ethnography is a qualitative research method with an ethnographic approach, seeing that the word social media has the same culture as the real world. And so even in social media, they create our culture. Social media users establish cultural norms and behave according to it. The survey involved 200 followers who filled out an online questionnaire that had been distributed. Instagram followers who responded to the survey that been carried out were then selected to be informants, and we select 30 informants. The main informants were observed for their behavior in social media, especially those related to COVID-19. This response to COVID-19 information, posts, and their daily behavior on social media are the main data of in this research. So this is how we use ethnography. So we enter to the online community, follow the followers of that COVID-19 account. The result and discussions. Yeah. There's some types of Instagram rollover of COVID-19 information accounts according on online questionnaires. 83.3% of respondents are active users of social media. The informants frequently update their Instagram feed, create Instagram stories, and also comments on posts from other users. And 82.2% of respondents claim they follow COVID-19 information on social media since the beginning of the pandemic. And 82.3% of respondents said that information of number of COVID suspects was the most awaited information. Apart from personal consumption, as many 84.8% of respondents will share the information, especially with their family and closest people. Why they follow the Instagram to get information about COVID-19? They said that it is easy to use and more up to date than in television, and more interesting with videos because it's complete with videos, picture, and infographic. The types of information concerned they concern. COVID-19 positive confirmatory and data, the spreading area of COVID-19 in Indonesia, COVID-19 precaution, COVID-19 therapy, and vaccination progress. In the result 3, perception of COVID-19 information is affirmation, concern, and distrust. This is the example of affirmation. Jawa Timur hari ini Ompu berpulang syahid melawan COVID di Kabupaten Malang. This example. And then concern like kenapa kematian di Jateng sangat tinggi ya, apalagi Jateng, tapi kasus tertinggi tetap dipegang Jawa Barat, cuma kematian tetap rendah. That's the example of concern and distrust ya. Distrust like dunia tipu-tipu, terlalu banyak mempolitikkan suatu musibah. This example of distrust. And because of emang benar pasti ada sebabnya, karena apa? Karena vaksin. Distrust of COVID-19. In the context of communication through social media, characteristic indicating credibility can strengthen the appearance of professionalism and thus increase patients' trust in professional in the health field. However, the activities of followers of their personal content to not share information or activities related to COVID-19. Thus, the information of the COVID-19 that is received by the public is often only used as personal information. They use it only for themselves. Third, the conclusion and policy recommendation. The emergence of various social media accounts informing about COVID-19 is in great demand by the Indonesian people, as evidenced by the large number of followers of these accounts. And so many accounts of COVID information is trusted. They have a blue check. The information presented, especially regarding the development of the increase in cases of COVID-19 infection, has become a reference for responding to pandemic condition. Followers are becoming more vigilant and trying to follow health protocols. For the policy recommendation, the government needs to encourage community initiative to disseminate correct information about COVID-19. The better the public receives trust information, the greater the compliance with health protocol and effort to prevent disease infection, especially COVID-19. Thank you. Here all of my presentation, and this is my contact. If any question, I give it time back to Prof. Suryano.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Afida. And I will continue with answer and question and answer forum. So I invite of the participants to give comment and questions for Mbak Afida Latifah. Please, for the participants, I invite. Okay, but I I didn't have enough knowledge to comment and give questions for Mbak Afidatul Latifah. It means that it is not have questions and answer about this forum. So we can to continue with the other participants, other presenters, and thank you for the presentation from the Mbak Afidatul Latifah.
Okay, Prof.
Yeah,
For
please, Mbak Ratna,
the next
to invite
presenter,
the next presenter.
will be Nurul Istiqomah.
Mbak Nurul Istiqomah, are you staying here? I not see Mbak Nurul in here.
Maybe we can.
Maybe. Yeah.
Next presenter will be Mr. Sukirman.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
This Pak Kirman and are the other co-author maybe the other name. Yeah. Maybe you can introduce yourself before and you can continue with the presentation today, please.
So good afternoon, everyone. Before I start the presentation, I would like to say I'm really sorry that Mr. Sukirman couldn't come and join the meeting because he's sick. And as a representative of the team, my name is Imanur Kayati, will deliver the presentation today. Okay. So the title of our research is Environmental Control, Internal Auditor, and Good University Governance. The authors are Sukirman, Retnoningrum Hidayah, Dini Suryandari, Imanul Kayati, myself, as Bisri Rahayuningsih, Sarifa Aini, Nanda Rizki, and Muslihin. These are the table of the content. The first one is introduction, purpose, method, result, and then the last one is conclusion. Then we go to the introduction. The environmental control is very important for the achievement of organizational goals. The environmental control is including management system, human resources, and information system. And then good governance is important key to achieving high efficiency of performance. Good governance can be defined as a management of an institution or agency that is free from all type of corruption and fraud. So from 2015 to 2019, there have been some corruption cases within universities and resulted in state losses amounting to 81.09 billion rupees. And also, according to survey ACVE, or Association Certified Fraud Examiner, corruption is a contribute to Indonesia's largest loss as 70% compared to other fraudulent schemes such as 21% asset misuse and 9 fraudulent financial statement. And this indicates that the implementation of good governance in higher education crucial to minimize the similar fraud incident. And then the next one is purpose. This research aims to examine the effect of internal auditor and environmental control on the good university governance. The good governance is closely connected with the fraud. The better good governance, the lower the level of fraud. In other words, fraud is the result of poor company management. Therefore, the higher education institution also have examination function divided into two, internal and external examination. And internal control has a significant role in the control environment. Internal auditors must ensure that control environment is running well. And the environmental control is a really important aspect in the implementation of good governance. Then It means that the better the role of internal auditor, the better the achievement of good university governance. And in addition, this research examined the role of internal auditor on environmental control. And then we go to the method. The research population is employee of accounting, finance, assets, and planning section, as well as those involved in the preparation of financial accountability reports at Universitas Negeri Semarang. The sample technique used is convenience sampling. There are 121 respondents. Furthermore, the hypotheses are tested using influence tests through WARP PLS. The dependent variable is good university governance. Meanwhile, the independent variable consists of environmental control and internal auditor. This research uses WARP PLS 7.0 with a linear research model. And then we go to the research. This one, we go to the result of the author model. We are looking at the VIV result to internal auditor and environmental control and good university governance. The result is 0.000. And the p-value results on the internal auditor, environmental control, and good university government less than 0.001. And then about the composite reliability, the result is into internal auditor, environmental control, and good university government is 1. And then the result from Conbats Alpha to internal auditor, environmental control, and good university government is also 1. And then the average variant to internal auditor, environmental control, and good university governance is also 1. Then the valuation of the measurement model of outer model shows that the significant value of weight has p-value of 0.001, which is less than 0.05. Then the multicollinearity test show that the VIV value of 0.00 is less than 2.5. Hence, the measurement of formative construct is declared flexible. And then we go to the result inner model. The result from Q squared value is 0.877, and the R squared is 0.875. And the result from ABC is 0.607. And the result from AARS value is 0.805. And then the last one is the result of AVRV is 3.852. So it means that the research is model acceptable. And then we go to the next result. We see the figure as the hypothesis test result. Based on hypothesis test result, it showed that internal auditor on environmental control has p-value of lower than 0.001. It means that internal auditor has an effect on environmental control. The more effective the role of internal auditor in organization is, the better the existing environmental control is. Also to improve the effectiveness of employee performance. Environmental control is important because it is related to how the surrounding condition and organizational culture are able to have positive impact on their performance. And the next, we see the p-value. For the influence of environmental control on good governance is lower than 0.01. This means environmental control affects good governance. It is because the better the organizational control environment, such as control system, risk assessment, information system, and others, then the better the good government index will be. So furthermore, the study proved that the internal auditor could play a significant role to environmental control and running well and to achieve institution goals. And then the last one, we go to the conclusion. The research finding so internal auditor and organization should improve the effectiveness of internal auditor. And for the future research, it is expected to moderating variable like organization commitment. And then that's all for my presentation. Thank you for your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you for the presentations for the Pak Sukirman teams.
Yes.
So I will to continue with the questions and answer forums. So I invite for all the participants to give a comment, notice, or questions for Pak Sukirman team. I'm sorry, not remember about your name, Mbak.
Ima, sir.
Ima, yeah. So Mbak Ima will give answer for this discuss today. Please. Where are you from the department, Mbak Sukirman? Mbak Irma?
I'm sorry, sir.
Your department? Your department?
Oh, I'm from the internal auditor, sir.
Internal auditor.
Yes.
Okay.
Internal auditor UNES. Yes. UNES.
And UNES. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. But I didn't have questions, not enough knowledge to give questions for Mbak Ima. So I invite for the participants to give questions for Mbak Ima. But if not have questions, I will to skip the sessions, and thank you very much for the Mbak Ima presentations.
Yes, thank you, sir.
I will to continue for invite the next presenter, please, Mbak Ratna.
Okay, Prof. For the next presenter will be Miss Rosana Eri Puspita. Okay, she's already here. Yes.
Okay, I will permit to
Yeah.
share screen.
Okay, please.
You can try again.
Okay. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Before I present my paper, I will introduce myself. My name is Rosana Eri Puspita, and now I will present my paper with the title is Online Shopping Behavior Among Food Consumers During Pandemic, Across Generation Study. And this paper wrote with collaboration between IAIN Salatiga, Indonesia, and National Taiwan Ocean University, Taiwan. Okay, now I will start my paper. Okay. I will start with problem about food consumer in pandemic. This slide describe about situation in pandemic. The first, in pandemic, we familiar about public health practice or the government appeals. In bahasa, we familiar call it prokes or protokol kesehatan. Health protocol or public health practice make a lot of change in people's behavior in buying food, including many cases of online food buying because they are triggered by factors such as not being allowed to buy food at dine-in, and now the regulation for eating dine-in is only 20 minutes, and other regulation about buying food. And the second, we'll talk about lockdown or PPKM. Now we call it PPKM fourth level, and stockpiling. Lockdown or PPKM limits the movement of people, including in buying food, and stockpiling stock billing issues are also things that we often encounter. For example, sometimes ago, there was viral hoarding of one dairy product, beer brand. This is a case of panic buying, of impulsive buying is still common among Indonesian consumer. And the third situation about consumer in Indonesia talk about food ingredient processing and packaging. This is there are things have become a concern during a pandemic because many consumers are afraid that the food they buy will actually become a means of spreading of COVID-19 virus. Cooking on food at home is also a lot behavior during in this pandemic. And we will go in the next slide. This is about generation cohort analysis in psychological studies. Why is this interesting to discuss? The first, because online buying needs technology and not all generation is digital native. And the second, before Delta variant entered in Indonesia, when this article wrote, the old people susceptible to being exposed to the coronavirus. But now, after Delta variant entered in Indonesia, young people have big opportunity to susceptible to being exposed coronavirus. So in this slide, I will describe about generation which I discussed in this paper. They are baby boomer, X generation, Y generation, and Z generation. And I will describe it. Baby boomer are born between the 1950s and to 1960s. This generation usually has characteristics that are oriented toward higher education, high income, and dual career household. And the next is X generation is this generation born from 1965 to 1976. This generation has a characteristic of having a high level of education from campus. Many women in this generation have higher education than men. So they are very familiar with the issues of women empowerment. And the next is Y generation was born from 1977 to 1994. This generation has the characteristic of having or more accessible and independent spirit, assertive, self-reliance, expressive, innovative, and curious. And then the last generation is Z generation. Is generation born between 1995 to 2009. This generation is labeled of digital native generation because it's very close to the digital world. Okay, and then we go to the next slide. This is talk about core problem is how is the mastery technology in its generation, because the key of online buying is technology, and are there other and are there other factors that influence behavior in this online buying. And then we go to the next slide. Uh, this is about scope of research, because I'm from business school background, so scope of the research is consumer behavior. But I think it relates with this conference, ICENIS, because it consumer behavior in digital world is talk about information system. Okay, and now we will go to the next slide. This is about research method, about population and sample, data collecting, research instrument, and analysis method. The research used a qualitative approach. The total of sample size of 12 respondents who participate in consisted baby boomer generation, X generation, Y generation, and Z generation. The sampling technique used a purposive sample method, namely X, Y, Y, and Z. The second, respondents have done online food shopping pre-pandemic period. And the next, it is a variable and indicator in this study. The variable is online shopping behavior, online food shopping behavior, economic condition, purchasing power, and level of fear about health. Okay, using NV4 software, the state is using NV4, are importing, exploring, coding, mind mapping, visualizing, and querying. We get semi-structured interviews carried out data collecting following
Halo, Mbak Eri. Yeah, I not see Mbak Eri stand here. It's with that Mbak Eri was lost connections, maybe. Yeah, we will wait to connect. How is about the time, Mbak Ratna?
Actually, 2 minutes left for her presentation.
Okay, we will do wait for 2 minutes. If Mbak Eri not present in here, I think that we can skip to next presentation and we'll continue after Mbak Eri can connect the internet in here. Okay, for next presentations, I hope Mbak Ratna to invite the participants.
For the next presenter will be Mr. Johannes. Mr. Johannes is already here, sir.
Is it the last presentations for Pak Johannes, Mbak Ratna?
Yes, actually.
Okay. Please, Pak Johannes, I invite you and time is yours.
Thank you, Prof. Suryono dan Bu Ratna. Okay, I would like to share my screen. Okay, can see my screen, my presentation, Prof?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, let me introduce myself again. My name is Johannes Fernandes Sandri. I am study doctoral program of information system School Postgraduate Study, Diponegoro University, and lecture Department of Information System, Bunda Mulia University. Thank you to ICENIS Committee for accepting our paper to be present at this time. My title paper is Comparison Elicitation Technique in Furniture Manufacture Requirement. This is my promoter and co-promoter, Prof. Hadianto and Dr. Gunawan. Table of content is this paper include are abstract, introduction, research method, result and discussion, conclusion, and Q&A. Abstract for this paper are development of Industrial Revolution 4.0 in manufacture has changed conventional business process to become automated, especially in furniture sector. The result of this study are the acquisition of any business process area that have a high level of difficulty to be prioritized and described in the form of a spider diagram. The implication of this research is that requirement can be used by developer to prioritize area business process that must be improved in making decision support system. Background of my research, introduction. The Industrial Revolution 4.0 in manufacturing is developing rapidly which changed conventional business process to become automated. This development is needed to facilitate human work, especially in terms of communication and monitoring. The development of manufacturing company that is getting faster, of course, make company have to adjust themselves. This research starts from the process of formulating the objective of making requirement and making research question. The author identified the of the problem experience and analyze the interest stakeholder. Then the technique, approach, and tools used were selected, namely collaborative technique, contextual technique, and observational technique. In addition, the author also combined these three techniques with requirement elicitation technique that are in accordance with the production business process. The output generated from this study will be described in the form of a spider diagram. Research method of this paper are based on figure research steps following the step before previous step. First, exploration stage, identifying problem regarding the preparation of requirement elicitation. After that, identify objective and formulate research question. Design stage, selecting research method by conducting the interview, observing, and collecting document. Then the current business process design is carried out in furniture manufacturing company. Third step, implementation step, prepare a requirement elicitation model, propose for the production process, then analysis of elicitation. Technique is carried out and a requirement elicitation is generated in the form of a spider diagram. Result and discussion consists of several items that will be present, namely exploration stage, design stage include selection of research method, interview, observation, and collect document, current business process design, then implementation stage include requirement elicitation model, propose for the production process, analytical elicitation technique, and the last spider diagram. exploration stage. The process of withdrawing and migration data takes a long time, do a lot of data. The study and compile requirement elicitation. Identify requirement elicitation technique needed the production business area. Ordering the interest of the production business area that need to be prioritized. Identifying problematic area of the furniture business production. The formulation of research question of determined as follow. Question 1, what are the production business area that often experience problem? Question 2, how important is requirement elicitation technique to solve problem in the production business area? Question 3, what are the business area that must be prioritized in overcoming problem? Selection of research method. This is 6 number. Number 1, brainstorming, description, JAD, joint application development, and group work. It is from collaboration technique, contextual technique from interview and prototyping, and observational technique is observation. This is table classification of selected requirement elicitation technique. Interview, observation, and collect document. This research was conducted at Central Furniture Jepara, Hema Meda Jaya, and Lita Home Industry, which is from raw material or semi-finished material from wood, rattan, and natural raw material for all kind of outdoor and indoor furniture, with the main ingredient of teak and mahogany. In addition, research is also carried out in other furniture manufacture industry with a focus on chairs and already used various countries, including Philippines, Thailand, Brunei, and various other Asian countries. The process of interview, observation, and collect document is carried out to get an overview of current business process and the profile of the company under study. Current business process design.
3 minutes left, Pak Andri.
Yes.
3 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Please continue.
Current business process design. The current business process in the company start from marketing process to search for customer. Customer make a purchase order after viewing the model catalog, and order letter is made by marketing for approval by the sales and seller support. This is table requirement elicitation model of production process. Element PTU, proximity to use, description application can speed up production time, area business, production scheduling, and production control. EPU, description user can minimize production cost, area business, budget preparation. ISKA, the application ability to analyze change, area business, project management, sales market analysis, and personal planning. STR, description information generate can support multiple division, business area, RIC, and QA. This is description and area business. This is table evaluation of elicitation technique. Okay, before last slide, this is criteria PTU, EPU, SKA, STR, RRC, QA, business area. This is brainstorming, low, medium, and high, JAD, group work, interview, prototyping, and observation. This is requirement elicitation technique. Evaluation of elicitation technique to capture this table. This is spider diagram. Based on figure spider diagram, show the spider diagram collaborative, contextual, and observational technique. The spider diagram states there are still many business areas that need to be improved regarding the data collection process using 3 elicitation techniques. The difficulty level of business area will be described in form of a spider diagram that represent its technique. Conclusion of this paper on the advantage of applying requirement elicitation in the manufacturing industry is that it can certainly help understand the problem that arise by translating inappropriate or incomplete need and desire from user in order to get complete and precise specification. The result of classification of the selected need elicitation technique are combined with evaluation and measurement using a low, medium, and high scale. Thank you for Professor and the others. This is my profile.
Okay, Andy, I think that this is a good presentations for your research purpose. Maybe I think that this a review for your thesis, and
Yes.
I invite for all participants to give a comment and discussions or questions about the Pa Andri research purpose for the PhD students in doctoral of information system di Ponegoro University. Okay, one question for me, Pa Andri. Would you like to give me reasons why does the research is very important for your purpose, for our life in here? Why does the would you like to give me an information, a reason that this research is very important as introductions?
Reason for this paper.
It's very important.
Identify and need problem experience analytic interest stakeholder in manufacture industry, especially in furniture company.
Okay. Padri, I think that you must have a problem statement. I know that this is very important, but you can compare with the other method or the other system, and you have a reason. Pak Johannes must have a reason why does this method is very important and very have originality from your research.
Okay, this method from Wilson, again, I combine exploration set. Again, this is requirement for develop application of SS. This is exploration state, design state, and implementation state.
It's about the research method before, Pak Andri.
Research method before
the research before you propose it. For example, sometime some people was research about blah 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 blah, and Pak Andri continue or combine or and so on.
Okay, this is output described from spider diagram. Nah, spider diagram itu from Wilson this in my dissertation. Previous research. Ini reasonnya nih, Prof.
Mungkin bisa dijelaskan latar belakangnya dulu, kemudian apa yang sudah pernah dilakukan, kemudian mengapa ini dilakukan. Jadi latar belakang, ini pentingnya apa gitu.
Oke, latar belakangnya ini Prof, bagaimana supaya untuk membuat aplikasi DSS itu bisa dapetin requirement-nya. Nah, untuk dapetin requirement-nya itu, nah, jadi dibutuhkan nih metode exploration set ini dari Wellstan, di mana Wellstan itu dia menggunakan ini brainstorming, work group, JAD, introspection dan seterusnya. Jadinya di according Wellstan, nah ini ada PTU, EPU, SKI, and second QAA untuk mendapatkan requirement untuk develop DSS application.
Okay, so you can continue with our questions. What is the new about your purpose method? What is the new about your purpose method? Ini yang baru dari metodemu apa?
Ini Prof. Combine dari sini juga. Nah ini nantinya
combine.
Ya. Ini tabel ini yang new-nya. Hasil evaluasi elicitation teknik tadi di mana ada ya.
I not see Pak Andre.
Oh,
please
sorry.
you skip to the pointing page. Yeah.
This is the new.
Okay. Yeah.
Can you see, Prof?
Okay. Yes. I see. It's mean that this your purpose method from your research, your new purpose method.
Purpose for requirement.
Okay, but I must read it very carefully. I think that is enough for me, and maybe the other participant can continue with discuss.
Thank you, Prof.
Okay. Any questions for the other participants, please? For Pak Johannes Ferdinand Andri?
Yep, Prof.
Okay. If not questions, I think that is enough for you, and very good presentation. Thank you for your presentation today. I hope you will success and will finish your study and as soon as possible.
Thank you, Prof, for your support.
Okay. So we have half of parts our discuss with Mbak Rosana Eri Puspita. I think that the time for presentations is enough. So I invite to presentation of conclusion maybe the last, and we will to continue with questions and answers. Please to show the last presentations, conclusions. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I will share the screen.
Okay.
I'm sorry. My internet not good because I'm in home and I'm
no problem.
I'm in isolasi mandiri, so I can go out to its internet.
Okay. So where is you stay in Mbak Puspita?
I'm in Salatiga.
Salatiga, okay.
Yes. Yeah. I'm in Salatiga. And this is a conclusion of my research, my study. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah. Please to read this.
Yes. This is a conclusion of our study. There are a difference in online food shopping buying based on generation cohorts perspective. The baby boomers generation has significant difference behavior compared to X generation, Y generation, and Z generation, and there is no difference seen in online shopping behavior before in X, Y, and Z generation. It's in information system or digital not can reach in baby boomer generation. So online food shopping in pandemic is influenced by their main things, namely level of fear, individual economic condition, and social motivation. Okay.
Okay, thank you for the presentations. I will to invite all of the participants to give a question for Mbak Rosana Eri Puspita. Please, for the participants. Okay, I have two questions for Mbak Rosana. The first,
yes.
Where is the data you collect from your research? Where is the data you collect from? Is the first questions. And the second is, I think that you need some statistic calculations to have results of the conclusions, but I not see from your method. So I give questions, how is to calculations of number to have conclusions of populations in this research.
Okay. Where is data source? It is from Indonesian population.
Yeah.
X generation, Y generation, and Z generation. And why not statistic data in this research? Because it is a qualitative research, and I got it, and I analysis it with N50 program. So no, I don't have a number in this paper or in this study.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you can continue with net research for next time. To first, you can collect data using some technology. For example, using online database system, using information system, for example. But I do know how is to collect data methods in your research. For example, you can crawling using social media, for example, or you can collaborations with some e-commerce, Tokopedia maybe, or GoFood on the other application, or you can develop of yourself using information system. So I think that we have many method to calculations of the populations of the calculations method to have to give reason, to give conclusions about your research results. Okay, I think that's enough. Mbak Rosana, are you lecturer or student in EIN?
I'm lecturer.
What is about your department?
I'm in Sharia and Business Management.
Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, maybe you can collaborations with informatics or information system department to develop of information system to collect of data and develop of some application to calculations about the statistic in your research.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Mbak Ratna, how is about the other participant? Is it finished for the presentation today?
Okay, all participants already given the first presentation. So maybe before we close this forum, we can take a picture first. Please turn on the camera to all the participants. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for all the participants. I think that this forum is enough. So thank you for the ICENIS 21 participant, and you can leave from this forum. I will to close with wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Prof.
Ya, thank you Mbak Ratna dan
Mbak Ratna, partisipan yang kemarin masih bawa catatannya ya?
Ada, Prof.
Ya, saya bisa dikirim?
Oh, bisa. Saya akan Prof langsung ya.
Ya.
Baik.
Masih ya,
don't forget
karena
to fill the attendance list for all the presenter. Thank you.
ya.